back.
I mean, like, let's think about it. Like, really, Lucian was just a part of you that you kind of pulled out. It's your posh British.
Yeah, so true, so true. So true.
Okay, alright. We'll skip this song. Okay.
Avoid eating pretzels really, really loudly in front while you're trying to talk to me.
You know what? Fucking do it. I'm gonna...
No, you know what town? They're bad pretzels anyway. They're bad pretzels anyway.
I got these.
Coconut almonds in dark chocolate? Damn, that's a bougie ass snack.
It's a big ass bag,
Mine
too.
looks...
Oh, I've
Mine
had flips
looks
before. They're not great. I agree.
No, they're bad. No, but I used to eat them all the time growing up, and now I'm like... It just tastes like a pretzel covered in chocolate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is what they... Okay.
That
which
might
is what
be what they are, but...
I'm losing you. No, which is what they are, right? And I accept that emotionally.
Yeah, I just think the chocolate that they use is ass. And the pretzels they use are a little too dry.
Alright. I agree with you.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad we came to this conclusion.
Doesn't happen often, does it?
No, it does not. We won't start with ants on a log.
No.
Even though we actually technically agree on our stance between it. Okay.
Do we?
Yeah, we both think
that it shouldn't exist?
Yeah. It's just that I understand why it does, and you don't think it.
And I refuse to.
Yeah.
I could if I wanted to.
Yeah. You know. Right.
My intolerance is born from ignorance.
Mine too. but mine's like directed specifically at the British and most white Europeans.
And it would be justified.
Yeah. Same for America. Alright.
Alright.
I didn't write an intro, but I wrote what happens at the intro, so that's great.
Wow. Wow, it's good start time.
Uh-huh.
Do you want me to give you 5 minutes? You want 5 minutes?
Yeah, let me just speed right... No. Lucian. You have just finished up your second quote-unquote solo quest from the Adventuring Guild. The only reason that solo has to be addendumed is because you currently have 2 people right by your side. Now, they're not exactly adventurers of their own regard, but they are companions.
One of them is a child.
One of them is a child.
Not even a very good one. Like a mid-child.
Mid-child. To the left of you, Cinna. And to the right, Relinar. You are walking back as you're guiding some of these sheep that you're still astounded can talk. Cinna is...
Weird.
Cinna is desperately gripping onto one of the sheep's wool like a child who has just learned that they have, you know, like, finger dexterity. And is walking beside it, every so often trying to get on top to ride, and the sheep is just like, please don't.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Leave me the fuck alone.
Please stop pissing off the sheep. We really need the money, and I can't have them convincing.
He's a magic sheep. He's a magic sheep.
It's not a magic sheep. It's a sheep that's... What? How did you get like this? Could you always talk?
No.
Well, our farmer fed us some berries as a treat. And suddenly we gained consciousness and decided the farm life isn't for us.
Right, okay. Sistina, what did I just say? They're not magical sheep. They've just been fed some strange berries. And haven't we all been there? And now they can talk, okay? There's nothing magical going on here.
Still magic.
They're normal sheep. This is a safe job, and we are going to get them back, and nothing will go wrong.
And she begins to try and ride it again.
Oh my god.
You're sort of clopping away from the forest, a very familiar forest to you, one that you met the obsidian stag in, the one that you were met with the obsidian stag again after your unification, and you're sort of traveling with the obsidian stag as you return back to Neverfair for the second time. And as this is all happening, Relinar is walking beside you. The sun hat that he wears obscures most of his face until he sort of like looks up again at you. So, is this just sort of your entire shtick, taking on safe missions?
No. It didn't really account for there being a child coming along. And look, I've done a lot of shit, okay? But I think being responsible for the death of a child is something I don't want on my record just yet.
Wait, so this child hasn't been with you this entire time? You just picked them up?
I did not pick the child up. The child followed me home.
Please get off. I think I got it. And you just hear clopping as like the sheep is like stumbling about. Right. Okay. I thought a very different thing was going to be happening with this, but...
Look, as soon as I find a way to shake off the child, explosions everywhere, let me tell you. But that has not happened yet. I'm still sort of masterminding that one.
Right. Well, I think
yes.
It will make a fine story nonetheless. And he opens his book and just writes down, really rambunctious child. Draws a really shitty sketch of a sheep and Cinna trying to ride it.
Those are lovely. Is that someone flying in the clouds? An artist's touch.
Yes. Yes. I've been really practicing.
Fantastic. Well, we'd better press on.
Probably. And Cinna eventually calms the sheep down enough to at least cling on to it, like
oh my god, this kid.
Clinging onto
like
its
a
back.
Backpack.
Yeah, just like fully laying flat so that way she can't be bucked off. And the sheep and the other two, the ones that aren't carrying children, follow. Obviously, they're not happy that you've caught them. They're not happy that they have to return to the farm. But they are. Because they've sort of realized in their drunken stupor, their night out on the town, that they took after
night out on the latch.
That they gained after becoming sentient, that there is sort of a high life to just being fed and groomed by someone else and not having to do all the work.
Baby, don't I know it? Don't I know it?
Don't I know it?
Don't I know it?
And as you arrive back to gather your belongings to return the sheep, you enter the middle of Muledale. And Relinar sort of stops and looks towards this sort of post board that Muledale has at the middle, just for announcements and stuff.
Right.
Well, it seems that they've changed some things while we were gone.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, look, and as he's walking by, it was only an hour or two? How long were we out?
Oh, God, I wouldn't know. I spent the whole time trying to get Cinna to stop holding on to the sheep. Yeah, probably around that time.
And as you arrive at the postboard, there are some shocking things that you see. Names that you have not heard in probably a week and a half time now. First off, there is a whole section dedicated to bounties. Melanard sort of looks. Seems there's some new criminals of Illyrin. Quite a lot, actually.
Yes, I suppose you could say a party full.
Yes, Lucian, as you look, the Obsidian Stags are labeled as traitors of Illyrin.
Oh boy.
Additionally, you see a few familiar names. Specifically, Haitian, Falcar, and Melidri are also labeled as traitors, along with some other people, along with Haitian, but you don't recognize them. The Obsidian Stags are, the reward for retrieving them as a group is 50,000 gold. Additionally,
God.
it's 10,000 gold for each member. Additionally, 2,500 gold for any accurate information on one of their whereabouts. Haitian, a person named Doran, Falcar, and Melidri are listed at 7,500 gold for each alive, 1,000 gold for any accurate information on their whereabouts. But, specifically, Melidri is listed as dead or alive.
They don't care if Military is dead or alive, or they do?
Specifically Melidri. They do not care.
I think Lucian's gone, like, notably pale, because that is an awful lot of people to recognize on, like, an international bounty board all at once. And I think he takes down one of the... Are they, like, the classic wanted posters with, like, the portraits?
Yeah, it's like it's a picture of each person, and then, like, a notice board saying, like, these are the Obsidian Stags for their, like, for the entire group's retrieval, 50,000. And then it's, like, the same with Haitians.
I think he takes down the one with Rab's, like, portrait on it, and is like, well, they got her nose all wrong, so I think they'll be all right.
You know these people?
Yes.
Do you think they'd be the type to actually do this?
What does it say they did? Betrayed?
Treason.
Well, I wouldn't put it past them. However, it would be for a good reason. Which means there's something going on. And I mean, and then he looks over to the posters that aren't the Obsidian Stags. And he taps Milidri's and says, I mean, the last I heard from Military, he was here. I don't understand how they've all gotten involved.
And Rilinar's...
It's been a week!
Rilinar's face, like, gleefully lights up, and you see him do the typical, like, pointer finger thumb to chin thinking pose.
Oh.
So...
Rilinar, this isn't a story. This is a problem.
I've lived a very long life.
Oh,
a long life trying to expose the...
No,
and he just starts
on.
rambling. You know, I've lived a very long life trying to expose the truth. I've time and time again been thrown, you know, into despair over my writings being ridiculed as propaganda and treason.
Sounds rough, buddy.
And he just goes on and on.
Lucian's brought back vividly to, like, the first night they met in a tavern, where this was just, like, he was about, 10 pints deep, and this had been going on for about 2 hours, and he was like,
In the background, Cinna is just still riding the sheep, like, pretty much, like, as the focus sort of, comes onto Rilinar and everything else unfocuses, it seems like It seems like Cinna's like floating on a cloud, like just like his drawings, and you are like way more simplified in your shape language and colors. And then Relenar is just, as he finishes, this could be my next story, and this one, I believe, could work.
Relenar, how are you not dead yet?
Wonderful question. Pen names. This is really the only answer.
Pen names, right.
I have to think
see
of
the
another pen name.
No, Relenar, it's fine. It's fine. The small issue that we're contending with is the child. I don't know how comfortable I feel chasing after. I mean, I hate to say it, but I really did think you were going to sort of point out the very high ransom. Not that I would ever.
And Relenar just taps it a little bit. Chump change. And he pulls out like 3 wanted posters for his former pen names. Which accumulate all together probably like around over 100,000 gold. It's like 3 or 4 pen names.
Relenar, come with me. We are handing you in each time individually. Come along.
Okay, well, let's not be too hasty. And he like pulls back a little bit.
No,
Relenar.
I
back.
I grab him by the shoulders. I'm so serious. Relenar, this is our new grind, Relenar.
I don't think you understand. If I am at all
No.
caught, I don't care if these bounties are hundreds, 500 years old. I don't doubt that if your friends have been branded as traitors, treason as the reason, 50,000 gold, I don't want to know what the Lord of Valyrian will do to me. I don't want to find out.
No, but we won't let it get that far. Relenar,
I think if we're about to get that much gold, I believe it will go that far.
I have a cat to feed. I have a child to feed.
Cinna butts in and starts pointing at not even the wanted posters, just pointing at a very colorful and bright poster that your mind actually kind of brushed past. And you look at it. The Witchlight Carnival's in town.
The Witchlight Carnival. Oh God. Okay, right. Oh, lots of things happening at once. I had a little bit of a moment there.
And as you let go of Relenar, he's like, "Oh yes, wonderful. A carnival. Let's go to a carnival. Forget any of your gold plan."
Relenar.
No, I think a carnival will be great for the child, and will be great for you.
Okay. Look, we'll table the wanted posters for now. Okay, we'll also table my gold plan that is separate from the wanted posters, but not separate from your wanted posters.
I believe in your grand scheme of very peaceful and kind adventures that you can take this child on that will earn you quite enough gold.
Well, no, is that sarcasm? Because sometimes it's hard to pick it up with you. You're so
charming.
Well,
I know.
everything.
Relenar places his hand in a very frilly position and ushers us towards, I don't know where it is, but I'm sure we'll find it. Yes, please, let's move away from the bounty board, away from any idea of turning in people for gold.
I wasn't going to turn anyone in except for you.
Okay, well,
and not
that's
even
the
you.
problem.
Okay, I said we table it. We'll table it. I suppose. Okay, carnival. Fine, we'll go to the carnival.
Wonderful.
I don't want to entertain the child tonight anyway.
I've never been to a carnival. Are they cool?
What? Well, I got magic out of this carnival in particular, actually.
Do you think I could get magic?
No, Sinner,
No, you said that. You said magic. I think I can get magic here.
Sinner, I can see.
If
in
I'm
your eyes
bestowed
that you
magic,
think,
I'm gonna do some awful things with it.
Sinner, you can't do. What have we been talking about, Sinner? You can't do awful things with magic. If you want to go see Clever, Clarabelle?
Clarabelle?
Why is that good? No, Sinner, if you want to go
It's
see
Clarabelle.
Clarabelle again, you cannot do bad magic.
I think Clarabelle would love to see me regardless of what kind of magic I do.
No, I think she would be very upset if I let you kill someone.
I wasn't gonna kill someone. I was just gonna do
Were you
awful
going to?
things.
Were you going to commit arson?
Maybe?
Be honest, Sinner.
That
A
was
little
like
bit of
under the
arson.
list. There was like a couple things that I thought I was gonna do. Arson was on the bottom.
What was on the top?
You don't want to know.
I walk off. I'm like, okay, but my one mission for the carnival is to not let anyone give Sinner anything magical. That child should never be given magic.
Wonderful. So you're gonna look for the carnival. Give me a perception check.
Yes. Oh my god, I have to tell it. Give me 2 secs. I didn't realize I'd have to roll something.
Didn't bring dice to the D&D session.
Alan, I did bring dice. You
Okay.
caught me you caught me in a moment of panic. Why did I put
That's what they always say.
Alan!
That's what they always say.
Alan, you caught me in a moment of weakness. Oh my god. I might not have brought them. That's not good.
Golly gee.
I don't appreciate your lack of faith.
I have so much faith.
Oh my god. My character. God, it's crazy. Playing D&D is crazy, isn't it? Isn't it so crazy? Isn't it so crazy?
This really is the Dragon and Dungeons.
Wow, I love Dungeon and Dragon. Okay.
We're dragoning and dungeoning.
We're dragoning and dungeoning. What did you want? Perception?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you have a +5 to this.
Yeah, I got a 19.
19. You know Muledale. You've been here before. You had a spark of a romance here before with some weird farm
And now
boy.
he's
a wanted war criminal.
Look at how that's turned out for me.
Muledale is and always has been less of a town and more of a community. It's always been that sort of like a bunch of farmers just sort of farming near the same place because it was really good for crops. Real
good for crops.
Real good for crops. You came from the south end, where the forest was to fetch the sheep, and there wasn't any carnival there. But following towards the bridge, but breaking off more towards the mountains than the bridge, you do see a lot of beautiful colors and fanfare and waving flags and circus tents and the whole doodad. The problem is there's a line and a person who's accepting tickets.
Relenar,
Yes.
I wouldn't suppose you'd bought tickets.
And he checks his pockets. He takes off his sun hat, revealing his stark white drow hair. And he sort of like starts not blistering, but you feel a little sizzling in the sun. Not like in the sense he's a vampire,
Relenar, for
but
God's sake, put the hat back on.
but he's searching.
the
But
hat
he's
back on.
searching his hat for like the tickets. And it isn't till he's like really cooking that he like places the hat
Why
back
would
on.
he store things in his hat if he's gonna cook to look for it?
I just
It's
wanted to
smart.
emphasize the fact that no, I do not have tickets.
Okay, we need to have a conversation about the fact that you're willing to harm yourself in order to prove a point. We'll table it for now. Okay.
Nothing's on the
Do I see like a ticket booth anywhere where I can buy tickets?
Yes. Sort of, you would have to leave the line, but,
Is it really long?
it's long, and there are people starting to come behind you, too.
Okay, but could I... Such a bad idea. Can I leave Sinner in the line? No, that's not a good idea. Can I leave the two of them in the line while I go buy tickets? Alright, you two hold my place. I'll be back.
Oh, I have to look after the child.
Yes.
Hmm.
It's called co-parenting. Look it up.
Why does it sound like you'd hate that? I'm great. I'm a grand person to be with.
Yeah, she's great. Sinner, you'll be good, won't you?
Yeah.
No fire, no stabbing, no screaming.
No.
Unless someone tries to kidnap you, in which case you...
Scream, stab, and set them on fire.
Perfect.
Wonderful.
See, she knows what she's doing. She's basically, she can look after herself. Right, I'm going to go buy
so
tickets. I'll be back.
confident with me being left in charge of this child.
Again, Relinat, we need to work on you sort of integrating sarcasm into your vocabulary, because everything you say sounds sarcastic. It's a joy. Right, I walk away. I'm going towards the ticket. Seller, am I poor?
Well, if we look at your inventory, you did pay off the Obsidian Dragons, or sorry, holy shit, I was mixing campaigns. The Obsidian Stags.
Obsidian Dragon?
Obsidian Dragon. You did pay off the Obsidian Stag's debt. You did do other things. I think you have...
God.
I believe you have...
I have been on 2 jobs, though.
You have been on 2 jobs. I think you have, like, probably around 100 gold.
Okay.
Not as rich as you're used to being, but it definitely is.
Well, it's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's definitely a gap that you'll fill as you keep going on your missions.
Not if I still have a child.
Not missions. So you go up to the ticket master.
Yeah.
It's this sort of masquerade dressed human. You can tell he hasn't put on the costume right. And his demeanor's like, I don't want to be here. I want to be in the carnival. I don't want to be like selling tickets, but I'm stuck in this booth. And he sort of just sits there. Hey, how may I help you?
Good. Is it evening? Good evening. It's evening in the world of Lucian. I would like 3 tickets, please. 2 adults, 1 child.
Name.
Lucian.
Okay. And he goes to write it down, and then stops. Looks up at you.
Should have given them Relinars.
Bends down and comes up with a box, a chest, and opens it. Here's 3 comped tickets. Please enjoy your time at the Witchlight Carnival.
Okay, I slide him. How much?
They're comped tickets. They're paid already.
I don't know what that means. I usually just walk in places. So what? Someone's bought us tickets?
Yes.
Who?
Madame L'Oreal.
Yeah, no, I thought so. Okay, I'll take the tickets and I'll go back to the queue. Yeah, no, I thought so.
As you walk back, Cinna is not by Relinar.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
But Cinna is just at the front of the line, trying to talk to everyone entering to see what her chances are of getting magic. And all of them are just like, who is this kid? And Relinar is like, he's sort of just like watching intently. And as you kind of come into view, she's not lost. She's right there.
No, I know she's not lost, but you can't let her just annoy people like this, because look, there are a lot of adventurers in this town. Some of them are quite sword happy, if you get my drift. Right, Cinna, come. Well,
I figured it's better than annoying me. And, Cinna's like, you say Cinna come, and she's just like ignoring it, and then like, Relinar snaps his fingers, and like Cinna like entire body, not of her will, just sort of rotates and like starts floating towards you two until she like lands right by you.
Relinar, that is not setting a good example. You can't be using magic on people.
I think it's fine. It's not like I...
What if Cinna...
harmed her will?
Cinna, does your will feel harmed? Be honest. What the parenting book told me. I got it from the library.
I don't know how, but I just floated, and that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Okay, her will is intact. Well, maybe one day, Cinna. Maybe one day.
Maybe today. She just looks off towards the carnival.
Maybe.
So did you get the tickets?
Yes. They were actually comped. A new term that I learned today.
What does that mean?
It means that someone else bought them for us, so I didn't have to spend any of our food money on it.
Oh, so you got friends in high places.
I do.
A carnival that could give me magic.
Well, I have friends in high places that gave me magic when I was a grown-up. So perhaps in...
We'll see what the magic people have to say. Like
2?
Whoa, at
3?
least... At least 7. I can go that far.
I don't know what that means in non-elf years, but if you were an elf, you would be a fetus right now. So, I don't think it's going to happen for a couple of years. Yes, an adolescent child. Okay. I'll remember that.
For us, it's like our 20s.
20s. That's quite young. Sinner, I don't think magic. You know what? Sinner, if you emerge from this carnival with magic, I will eat my hat.
You don't have a hat.
Exactly. Right. Come on, let's go.
Man. And you progress to wait in line, and you do the shuffling thing where the line moves, you move, and line moves, you move, and line moves.
Lucian is so unaccustomed to waiting in lines that he's taken to striding up and down them.
And eventually, as you get to the person accepting the tickets, they take your tickets, and yours. You didn't notice this with anyone else's, but as they are passed on, they glow. And as the Ticketmaster receives them, I think I used Ticketmaster for the dude selling the tickets too. They're both Ticketmasters. One receives, one gives. The receiver.
Wow. Which Ticketmaster are you?
Oh my god. Anyways, as he receives these, he goes, "Oh, well, it's your lucky day. You get to do any of the carnival attractions for free. Keep your golden ticket and feel free to move in and out of the place. And food's on us. Congratulations."
Is that me or all of us?
All of you. 3 golden tickets is really rare. I don't know how the hell this happened, but congratulations.
I don't know either. It's almost like fate is intrinsically on my side. But you understand, I would feel really mean if only I could go on all of the rides and I had a 3-year-old child with me, right? That would be bad. Anyway, let's go.
That'd be pretty unfortunate.
That would be right. Come on, Sinner.
Enjoy your time.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Why do those guys get golden tickets and me don't?
Because we're better.
As you're walking away, I just imagine the scene where why do these guys get tickets and we don't? And then 6 seconds. It took Lucian 6 seconds to think of the comeback. Cause we're better. Just look at you. What the hell, man? Alright, you're in the Witchlight Carnival. Let's see all
Slay the day away. I love a carnival.
That are available at the Witchlight Carnival. I haven't looked at this map in a long time. Now,
Witchlight Carnival, my beloved.
Quite a lot of things. There's snail racing, there's mystery mines, there's the Pixie Kingdom. That's sort of like meet pixies sort of thing, when you go to a Ren Fair or just any kind of thing, you can kind of meet the performers. Bubble Pop Teapot, there's the ticket booth, which you've already gone through. There's the Calliope, there's the Lost Property, if you'll lose anything.
Sorry, the Calliope? The Calliope?
Whatever, man! Whatever! There's Dragonfly Rides, there's Feasting Orchards, there's Gondola Swans, ooh, there's Silver Song Lake it's this weird artificial lake that, just popped in with the carnival. They just made a lake and made the little rivers that the Gondola Swans go on. Just bamf in.
Damn. Someone's Shapewater is working overtime right now.
Yeah.
What I don't know is it was actually built 5 foot by 5 foot.
Yeah, it's actually you entered just a fucking TARDIS moment where you just enter through the ticket booth and suddenly you're in a bigger area.
That's crazy.
There's staff area, which you can't go in. Unfortunately, you're not staff. However, there is one very familiar place that you do know you can enter, and that is Madame L'Oreal's fortune-telling stop and shop.
I think I'm gonna look over to that for a second, like a hot second, and then I'm going to march Cinna towards the dragonfly rides because she was so happy that she was floating. Because I think Lucian's worried to talk to Madame L'Oreal again. Because like thinks he's fucked up. You know what I mean? He thinks he had this, you know, fate that was lined out for him, and suddenly he's with a alcoholic. An alcoholic drow who is, you know, trying to write the next big hit, and a 2-year-old child. She's not 2, but yeah, to him, a 2-year-old child,
walking fetus,
this fucking walking zygote. So he glances over to it for a second, notes it, and then walks her over to the dragonfly ride, being like, "Oh, Cinna, you're going to love it. See, you don't even need magic. They fly without you doing anything."
This is the next best thing.
The lesson to be learned here, Cinna, is that why do something when someone can do it for you?
Okay. I'm starting to pick up what you're putting down.
Yeah, you're picking up what I'm putting down? Right. Get on the dragonfly, Cinna.
Oh, alright.
Velena, are you coming?
I'm gonna look for the concessions.
Velena, please. We've been here 5 minutes, Velena.
I don't know. I'm not getting on a dragonfly.
What? Why? Look at them. Beautiful.
I don't want to ride on a janky contraption that will probably kill me.
Are you scared of heights? Oh, Velena, you know I'd catch you.
I didn't say that.
Oh,
I do not
but you
trust you to catch
inferred it.
Me.
I'm very empathetic. It's like I can read minds. I know exactly what you're thinking, and look, I won't force you to face your fears. I just think it could be a good bonding exercise.
If you really want a bonding exercise, meet me at the carousel.
The carousel, okay. Didn't think that would be your groove, but okay.
What else do you want me to go on? The gondola swans?
Yes, they look incredible.
Fine, we'll go on the gondola swans then.
We can go. Velena, I shake the golden ticket. We can go on both. Don't you worry. Right, I'll see you. I'll meet you.
Wonderful. I'm going to go buy booze.
Okay.
He darts off to the concessions.
God, freaking drow. Always drinking. Whoa, not like that. Have a script talent. Don't bring
canon
Dungeons and Dragons,
yeah.
and don't bring Wizards of the Coast's own problems into this.
So true.
My issues with Relenar stop with the alcoholism.
Drows. I mean, I haven't said it before. I think I have said it before, but never in a session. Drow elves, or also known in Concordis as moon elves, are products of pretty much exactly that, the moon. Which in Concordis, there's no second moon or anything, but the moon is fucking huge. It takes up half the night sky on any time that it appears. And it's worshipped for a sort of safety at night, this sort of whatever. And Drow elves sort of reflect an aspect of that where during nighttime they actually give off a faint glow. And they sort of represent this ward or safety that that nighttime provides. And so while Relenar is very much a
colic,
what's the word? Pessimistic, cynical
little shit.
there is that sort of like regal like safety to him that sort of contrasts with you being a sun elf, which are very like flary and bright on the surface.
Yeah.
Flick of the wrist. Flick of the wrist. All elves are flick of the wrist. Fucking everyone in D&D is usually flick of the wrist because gender.
Welcome to D&D.
Welcome.
You play D&D? Flick of the wrist.
Flick of the wrist. I mean,
flick of the wrist to you.
Like if we think about it, gender and its subsex of sexuality and all that really run into a problem when you have so much magic and, different species congregating in a world.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Magic is real, so is your gender.
Mm-hmm. So yes, of course, Relinar goes off to the concessions, and you and Cinna go up on the dragonfly rides. The person there is very much this...
Is she tall enough for it?
Just barely.
I'm gonna give her my heeled boots otherwise.
Oh, so true. You notice here that every performer pretty much has these like fairy, dragonfly, or butterfly, or beetle, or some kind of wings on them that sort of tie them to this like theme, this central theme of the carnival.
Yeah.
There's even horses that are pulling around wagons that actually have fluttering butterfly wings.
I love horses. I want one.
Yeah, especially because you're.
No, shall I buy a winged horse?
You could. You do remember that you have a horse?
I know, Fiona.
In Fiona, in
my beautiful darling Fiona.
Well, actually, you don't.
But
know
maybe
if
Fiona
they're
wants a
never fair.
friend, a winged friend.
Last you knew, Fiona was with the party, but you don't know where the party is now. So.
Oh God!
However,
Fiona's a traitor to the state.
However,
God,
since we won't
not
be
how I raised you.
Since we won't be exploring after this, when Lucian goes back to Neverfair, you do notice that both Fiona and the other like equestrian animals, goldfish, the cart.
Goldfish is there?
Yeah, goldfish is there, the cart is there, everything from the party is left in Neverfair.
The cart that I almost sold my body for. God. Oh, Cinna, I sacrificed a lot for that cart.
I don't want to hear about that.
It's okay, I'm sorry, I was lost in memories for a second then, Cinna. Oh, that winged horse brought me back.
This tiefling is operating the rides, and as you approach, you see that her horns are actually like painted, like face paint, sort of like cool details and stuff like that. Yes, how may I help you?
Me and this child would like to ride a dragonfly, please.
Wonderful. And I noticed that you have your golden tickets. Your golden tickets aren't
do,
even out. They're just like in your pocket, but she's like...
But oh my God.
There's like... Yeah, there's like a flash of glow in their eyes that they all just sort of like have when you approach them. Like, oh, you have a golden ticket. Don't worry.
I'm starting to get concerned about this golden ticket thing. I'm sure it's fine. Get on the dragonfly, Cinna.
And as you both get on the dragonflies, just remember, hands and feet upon the dragonfly at all times. Grip upon their what is it? What is the seat called on an animal? The saddle.
The seat of a dragonfly?
Saddle,
a saddle, yeah.
Hang
I was
on.
like, is seat a part of a dragonfly?
Hang on to the saddle, and don't throw up. That's probably the best advice I can give you.
These aren't real dragonflies, right? It's like a mechanical...
No, they're real large dragonflies. Like, you know how people are say bugs were huge in the prehistoric era?
I'm suddenly no longer so sure about this one, Cinna.
This is like a whole ass prehistoric dragonfly.
So now, are you sure you want me to come with you? I can just watch you
yeah.
from the barrier. Oh, so I don't know.
And the dragonflies begin to lift off.
They've got very large eyes. Oh my god!
Woo! This is fun. As Cinna goes
It's like,
zipping around. Dragonflies are fucking fast.
Mate,
It goes
in
slow.
theme
It starts
parks
off
when they
slow.
take like the pictures,
Yes.
like partway through the ride. You know those ones where it's like the dad and the daughter, and it's like the daughter's screaming, having the time of her life, and the dad. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
And the dad looks like he's just absolutely shit himself. Like his balls are retracted into his body. That's how. That's what's happening here.
So true. And you guys just sort of dart around. There's a lot you can see from up here in the skies. You're watching all these people, these farmers and blue-collar workers, essentially, from Muledale, are having the time of their life. They've never had joy like this sort of brought into the flood of the masses. Not in like a, man, their life is miserable way, but just, it's kind of not boring to them, but that is just their
Nice
life.
to have a party.
Yeah, it's nice to have a party. And they celebrate, but they've never celebrated with arch-fae magic, which you are aware, the Witchlight Carnival is an arch-fae creation. You know that two major figures run it. One that usually dons a more jester-like circus uniform, and the other which wears usually a three-piece suit with a top hat. But
yes.
Upon flying high in the sky, I mean, you watch all these, like, Muledale workers. You swear you maybe see Ma and Pops, the father and mother of Melidri. But as soon as you see them enter, it feels like within the hour you see them leave before you even get a chance to meet with them.
Yeah,
it seems like it was a quick
party
outing.
if my son was a traitor. Yeah. Damper on the old dragonfly ride. Cinna, can you see the sheep?
No! Like, as you're, like, zipping through the air. You know, like, the cheek flap? Like, the...
Yeah. Cinna, lean back and it will slow down. Lean back.
Woo!
Not that back, Cinna, no! Oh my god, she's doing flips.
Barrel roll after barrel roll. Throw up.
I straight up do not have feather fall. This is the... Oh god.
One can assume that the workers maybe do. You watch
There's
Relinar.
like a safety net.
You watch Relinar's like sitting like against one of the concession stands, looking towards the Dragonfly Center, just chilling, but watching you two.
With 3 bottles of wine next to him.
And then, of course, the thing that draws your eyes so drastically, what feels like time stops in a fleeting moment, Madame L'Oreal's tent. It beckons you in a way that is not physical or emotional, but it is calling. But then you zip again. The dragonfly. It almost like as time slows down, it zips and like, phew, you launch while you're on this dragonfly.
God.
A little sickening.
Never doing this ever again.
I would like you to make me a Constitution saving throw to see if you don't throw up.
Alan, you're so mean because you know
that you have a minus to this.
Yes. Constitution is. It's only a -2 now. I mean a 1.
-1, yeah.
-1.
You move it up in the world, Lucy. Baby.
Move it up in the world. Move it up in the world. How funny would it be if I got that one right now? I got a 12.
12. Okay.
That's
you
better
definitely.
Over 50%.
You throw up in your mouth, but you manage to keep it down. But that's gonna be a bad taste. That's gonna be a bad taste for the rest.
Too bad I don't kiss anyone. So I don't want to lock lips with this bug afterwards.
What the fuck? Get the dragonfly a little smooch on the head for a good job. Well done, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
And you eventually land. Like I said, Cinna did throw up.
Oh, Cinna. Oh, Cinna.
It's fine, it happens. The worker just sort of like helps both of you off. Now, when you get on the floor, you're gonna be a little dizzy, so we have a little sitting area right here for you to like sort of get reacclimated.
Right.
And
Okay.
like Cinna is like like wobbling heavily. The only other time you've
Lucian's
seen
ears
this
have
sort of
been
like
ahead.
this like the only time you've ever seen this level of wobble is Relinar after like the first night you met him, because he was like
Oh my god.
10
Fuck.
pints deep. And she like lands on the seat, and you take your seat as well right next to her. And every so often you watch people like go to the bench or leaving from the bench, whatever. Before Relinar sort of like approaches to your right. Was it fun?
No.
So Cinna had a great
Lucian
time.
got his head between his legs. He's like
Oh,
recovery position.
well, sure you still
Should
want to
have
go
done
on the
the
gondola swans?
Oh my god. The thought of stepping foot off of the ground is vile. Cinna, would you like to go with Relinar? Relinar? I can't even say your name. The whole world's spinning. Would you like to go with him to the swans? Have you recovered?
Yeah.
How long ago did you recover, Cinna? Because I'm struggling.
Probably about 5 minutes ago. I've just kind of been
Yeah, I
sitting
know.
here.
I thought so.
You look real bad.
Yeah.
She's like patting your back. It's okay, Sunny.
Oh, thank you. Okay. Why don't you? I'm going to sit here for a bit, I think, and recover some more. Why don't you go with Relinar to the swans or the carrot or wherever you want?
And Relinar, Renal or whatever.
Relinar, whatever.
You got
Say his name 3
you know.
times and he appears and asks for a quote.
Reluctantly seeing you in your shape. Come on, Cinna. Let's go to the gondola swans. Yeah! Alone time with Relinar! We're gonna become
you can't
best
say
friends.
it like that.
It's fine.
I'm
sure
so
we
sorry.
will become best friends.
Don't forget to ask him to make a handshake with you, Cinna.
Why would you
All
say
best
this?
friends. All best friends in a handshake.
Oh, we're gonna come up with a handshake. Okay, we're gonna come up with a handshake.
So excited to see it.
And Leonard sort of like gets down close to where your ear is, like in between your legs, and is like, I swear to God, on this gondola swan, I am going to think of so many ways to get back at you. And he stands up,
Oh, I cannot.
and he leads
wait.
Cinna to the gondola swans.
Have fun! Okay, once they're gone, I'm going to get up, because I have recovered. I rolled a hearty, meaty 12 on my constitution check, and so I've pulled myself together.
Right.
And I'm going to stride out in the direction of Madame L'Oreal's booth. But I feel just as sick as I did on that dragonfly.
It's
for
just a completely different
reason.
kind.
Completely different kind.
Alright.
Does it look the exact same as I remember it?
Yes, it does.
God.
You reach the doorway, and there's that similar, like, draping fabric that sort of blocks some of the light from coming out. Would you like to enter?
Suppose.
I suppose.
It's my fate. It's my destiny.
As you do, the smell of incense wafts upon your nose. It's the same old lady plus herb smell that you're so used to every time you've ever interacted with Madame L'Oreal. And take a few steps forward, and there's no one in the room, like no one in this space. The table is there with sort of same crystal ball and the deck, incense burning, and it isn't until like a beat that from around one of the corners, Madame L'Oreal sort of steps out. And again, she's in a different old lady form than you are used to. Oftentimes, she sort of takes on an old lady appearance that is inducive of the environment that the Witchlight Carnival is in, whether it's taking the form of a much more common lineage that's around the parts or whatever. She's very much a human right now, an old human. And she reminds you a lot of Adelaide. She doesn't look exactly like Adelaide, and far from it, actually. But there are some features, the shape language, the silhouette, and the way she moves gives that sort of like, whoa.
Yeah, like you've just been punched in the solar plexus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, Lucian. I thought you'd stop
Madame
by.
L'Oreal. Yes, well, I didn't, but here I am.
Are you alright? You seem scared to look upon me.
No, when have I ever been scared of you, Madame L'Oreal? No. It's just been a stressful couple of weeks.
Yes.
I'm sure you know that.
Yes, it has. Well, go on, take a seat.
I sit.
L'Oreal sits as well, gazing at you across the table, past that sort of crystal ball.
It's wonderful to see your face again. I know I haven't particularly been in contact since, well, your cocoonification, but, I've been dealing with some things.
Are you alright?
I'm quite alright. But I figured since you've grown into such a strapping, strong adventurer,
Well,
instead of me reading your fate, you'll read mine. A test.
okay.
So, go ahead, and she slides the tarot deck to you.
Go ahead and shuffle, place them however you want. Tell me a story, Lucian.
Fine. Fine. I shall.
What do you choose?
Tell me, Madame L'Oreal.
Oh, yes.
Sorry, nah, I was going to help guide you, but you're ready to go.
Oh no, Madame L'Oreal, please guide me. I've never done tarot before in my absolute life.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say, what are you going to, are you going to, like, tell my past, my present, and then my future? Are you gonna...
That's what I was going to ask you.
Oh.
How many cards?
Oh, 6.
6? Okay.
Cards.
6 cards. Tell me, Madame L'Oreal, is there a book for this, or do you just want me to sort of freestyle?
I think the intuition will come to you.
Okay. Okay, Madame L'Oreal. But this really is not what I expected to be happening once I sat down in your tent. I
Oh,
thought
I know. I could see
I
it
thought
on
you were
your
going to be like,
face.
no magic for you.
Whoa, I would never.
Well.
And she's just, like, ecstatic watching you, like, place these cards.
Lucian is sweating.
The thing is, especially about fate and cards, is that there's never one right answer.
Okay. If you're sure, Madame L'Oreal. Madame L'Oreal, I've had a really bad week, so if the death card pops up, I might burst into tears, but it's fine. Everything is fine. Okay. Oh no. Well, would you like to know what I've found?
I would love to. I think that's the purpose of this.
Oh, Madame L'Oreal, I'm sweating. What if I predict your death? That would be awful.
You won't predict my death. Well, you may predict my death. It's possible.
No, I don't think it is. Okay, so the first card is the Queen of Cups.
Oh.
Are you a Queen of Cups, Madame L'Oreal?
I am indeed. What does it mean, Lucian?
Let me read the rest of them to you and then I'll try.
Okay.
The Five of Wands.
Ooh.
The Hanged Man.
Mm.
Don't make that noise, Madame L'Oreal. It's a concerning card, okay? I understand. Five of Pentacles.
Oh, a lot of number cards.
A lot of fives, Madame L'Oreal.
I guess.
The Empress.
Ooh.
And the Nine of Cups. Madame L'Oreal, what if I read something in the cards that I don't want to know?
I think oftentimes there are many things we do not wish to know that we learn anyways. But it's that information and what we do with it that really matters.
I see. Madame L'Oreal, has anyone ever told you that the way that you talk in riddles sometimes is really, really unnerving?
You
And
know?
sort of not, and sort of does not make anyone feel better ever.
Well, it's sort of the role of a fortune teller, isn't it?
I will tell you what I think now.
Alright.
The first card, the Queen of Cups.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be honest, Madame L'Oreal, I'm not doing past, future, present. Past, future,
Pucha.
present. Past, future, present.
Oh.
I'm not doing that, Madame L'Oreal, because that
That's fine.
stresses me out. I'm just going to tell you a story.
Okay.
The Queen of Cups. From what I remember from your readings of me, cups are a sign of coming together and change, which seems rather paradoxical, but I'm not going to question the cards. And the Queen herself perhaps suggests a great change. Madame L'Oreal, I'm stressed. A great change, Madame L'Oreal. Look at me.
You've been through many great changes.
I'll continue. The Five of Wands. I suppose it wouldn't be something as pedestrian as referring to magic. Perhaps. I mean, Madame L'Oreal, this card depicts 5 boys with sticks fighting. I'm concerned about the implications of that, of the fact that the Queen of Cups I've interpreted as a big change and a coming together, only for it to be followed by 5 boys pointing very pointy sticks at each other. The Hanged Man, Madame L'Oreal. I know that these cards can have disturbing imagery and names and not mean something awful. But this boy is being punished. And I don't know how to read something positive from that.
Sometimes there isn't anything positive.
He looks trapped. But then, it is followed by a 5 of Pentacles. A mother is clutching a child to her bosom. Do you think that's a funny word, Madame L'Oreal, bosom?
I did almost laugh when you said it, yes.
Yes, I thought you would enjoy that. I think it's interesting with the repeated 5 but I don't know what in my life comes in fives. Perhaps it is... Madame L'Oreal, there's a child following me, and I don't know how to get rid of her. I don't want to be a mother, Madame L'Oreal. I need help. I think the pentacles, it is as if there is a sovereign 5 coins surrounding these people. And Madame L'Oreal, I'm now poor.
Well, I wouldn't say you're poor. But...
Well, no, I'm not, Madam. Look, I'm not poor, but I'm not, flashing checks around anymore. Having cute little soirees into the tailor with my cat friends. Okay, it's not like that anymore. The card is sad, I think. But it is followed by the Empress, who is certainly not. She's wielding a flower. She's very beautiful. I'll give you that, Madame L'Oreal. You've got nice cards. I'll tell you what. I think, like the Queen of Cups, it represents not a change, but rather a new beginning. And perhaps the implication in that card is not that there is some strong woman in my life. Perhaps I'm the strong woman.
Perhaps you are.
Perhaps, Madame L'Oreal, all this time I've been but a girl.
But a girl. Making our way through the world.
Followed by the 9 of Cups, which is a boring card. It's a man surrounded by cups. But he looks very pleased with himself. And you know what, Madame L'Oreal, maybe one day I want to feel that again. I don't know if I gave you a cohesive story there, but...
You very much did, Lucian. And she sort of picks up the crystal ball and moves it, and brings all the cards closer to her.
Oh, you're just gonna take those? Okay.
Now, you've done a very good thing here, Lucian. You've predicted not 1, not 2, but 3 different fortunes.
What?
The story you
Mine?
told me, Lucian. It's a very good story, and one that you found for yourself.
Well, finding.
And then she looks at all the cards. You know, I was once part of the mortal plane. I was a human.
A human?
Mm-hmm. And
How droll.
I sought adventure and fortune to live a free life, be bound by no rules and no commitments, always looking for something more. And then I wandered into the Feywild by happenstance or by fate. She smiles, cracks a really big, crooked smile.
You're so funny, Madame L'Oreal.
I know.
I don't tell you that enough.
And I was guided to both the king and the queen of all Fey. Do you know who those are?
Oberon?
Oberon and Titania.
Tanya. I knew that.
And, well...
I read fancy Shakespeare.
They took me and judged me on whether or not I should be made into a Fey creature. Oberon deemed no. But Titania, her judgment was final. She is the queen of all. An empress, maybe.
What?
And she decided that yes, I would be a fae. And since then I lived my life dancing amongst fairies and dryads and the Seelie court. I consider myself part of a group. But fae are so fickle, and fae are not intertwined with the fate of the world. And again I felt myself longing for something more. But this time, I'd be bound by one thing, and that one thing was fate, as fate guided me through everything. Now, you've heard me talk about being an emissary of fate before. I know you've probably grown a little bored of it, but to some
Never.
people, to some people, fate is an intangible thing. In reality, fate was once a creature, an old god, since now long dead, but her will still influences the world itself, and I am simply an emissary of it.
So I'm an emissary of an emissary.
For now.
Where is this going, Madame L'Oreal?
In these cards, I see a story of you, a story of me, and a story of fate. Concordis has always been in a regular loop of trouble, as most worlds are if you've ever read any sort of book, any sort of anything where there is a constant conflict and resolution. It's how life works. Or else life would be a bit boring. Just be a flat line.
Dead.
Dead. Well, Concordis is headed to a flat line.
With no troubles.
For
But-
once in its lifetime, it is heading towards something beyond the will of fate.
Oh, but surely no troubles would mean nothing, no war, no pain. Is it truly so bad?
Not necessarily. You are right. Pain, war, everything would cease. But so would personality,
Joy.
joy.
Yeah. Figured that would be. Yeah. Can't have one without the other.
I think you can for momentary peace, but it is the rise and fall that really allows joy to be felt. Now, of course, you don't have to concern yourself with any of this. If you wish for your life to just be adventure, heartbreak, but also healing and joy, it very much can just be that. Fate is no such bind as to control you like a puppet. It's more the stage that sets the play, and the actors are all doing improv, unfortunately.
Madame L'Oreal, I'm sure you're amazing at improv.
Oh, I am. Trust me.
Yeah, no.
It's the other people that aren't great.
The implication was I'm not alright.
No, you're not even an actor yet. You're a stage crew.
Madame L'Oreal, you're really not doing well on bringing me over to what you're putting down, but continue.
What I'm saying is
Stage
this is
crew, how dare you?
more like an understudy, fine.
Understudy.
But soon, I will no longer be an actor.
What?
And she grabs the deck and pulls the next card, and she lays it down, and it is death. I know. The card
Madame
is
L'Oreal,
scary.
that is the one card that I did not want drawn today.
The card is terrifying, I understand, but most people misinterpret it. It doesn't usually mean physical death. I mean, maybe in this case it does, but what it mostly means is renewal. I won't be an actor, but I will be a prop? Maybe a lighting effect? Maybe music? Maybe the paint on the set? I could be all of them. I could be something else entirely that neither of us could even imagine. I won't be gone, but I will be repurposed. And you will be an actor, free to improv however you like. And you already have a few great castmates with you.
I'd hoped you'd be one of them, Madame L'Oreal. I don't think I want you as a prop. Can't there be two?
I've lived quite a long life, and to take up any more might seem a bit selfish.
Then let me be selfish. I can be the selfish one. I want you to stay. I'm being selfish. I want you to stay, Madame L'Oreal, and not leave me alone.
She'll place a hand on your two hands. I will always be with you. And for...
No, but Madame L'Oreal, that's what they always say when someone dies, and you know what? They're not. They're not.
You're right. Not in the traditional sense. I won't be with you.
I don't want any more ghosts that are with me. I want someone who actually is.
Unfortunately, if everyone were to just stay around forever, things would sort of flatline. And she takes the card and rips it.
But why me? Why must I always outlive everyone?
That is the fate of some. But perhaps you aren't outliving them as long as you carry them with you. It's cliche, I know, but people really do live on with how we carry them with us. And Lucian, as long as you carry me with you, I will never really be gone. In fact, I'll probably be the most alive I've ever been. For the past, I don't know, 200 years I've been relegated to this tent. Might be nice to stretch my legs for a little bit.
You can't leave.
Well, it's my job. I'm a fortune teller. Every 7 years, yes, the Witchlight Carnival comes to the mortal plane and does its thing, but when we leave, the Witchlight Carnival doesn't just disappear. I'm still in this tent. It's my job to fortune tell, even for fey creatures. For any creature of any plane of existence. You do know that, all creatures of the planes actually stem from one. The daemons. A long-forgotten species of creature that fought with the old gods. They split off to their own planes, but there is that sort of sense of unity between everyone. And I tell fate to all.
And in your absence, is that my job to replace you in this tent?
You could never replace me. And she sort of like
Madame L'Oreal,
twirls
I
her
didn't
hair.
mean it like that. I didn't mean it like that. I just meant, am I going to have to sit? Because I respect your vibe and your style. I don't know. I'd have to do a bit of refurbishing. You know, I mean...
No, you will not have to take my place. I wouldn't wish for such... Not because I don't like it, but because I don't think you could handle it. Like, I've grown content in sitting upon my stool and telling people fortunes, but I feel like you like to walk around. I mean, you wear such fashionable shoes. I think you need to display it to everyone, at least.
These boots were made for walking, Madame L'Oreal.
And that's just what they'll do. But on a serious note, no, you will not replace me. You will do your own thing. And through you, good things will come about.
But bad things too, no?
That's the nature of life.
Do you ever feel guilty for playing Fate's game? When fate is responsible for some of the worst things we have ever invented?
What a wonderful question that peeks into my soul. The answer is yes, all the time. My faith has faltered many, many a time, as it does with any creature of faith, but I think it's an important distinction that I am not happy with fate, but I respect it. And I understand its importance, and I also respect that it is both somehow incredibly intricate and specific, but also vague and loose. A lot of pain is caused by people who just don't know how to share the stage with others. And a lot of pain is because the script called for it. My hope for you is that you only have to experience the pain that is scripted. And that maybe even one day, you get to write the script yourself. More than just what you improv or whatever. I believe that for you. But you won't be able to do it alone.
Madame L'Oreal, I don't know if you heard what happened, but I am quite alone.
Are you?
Well, yes, unless you... I mean, they've all got bounties on your head, and I don't know if I want to count the zygote and the alcoholic just yet in my sort of... I don't know, Madame L'Oreal. I feel like being alone has always been a choice And I have always chosen it without fail, because sometimes it's better to choose to be alone than to be the one people choose to leave. And I don't know how to change how to make that choice anymore. I'm a horrific creature of habit, Madame L'Oreal.
I think you've been alone because you've been looking with your eyes closed. Think about every moment in your life. You talked to no one? Interacted with no one? Shared memories and created memories with no one?
No one is still here.
They are still here. With your memories. And when those memories fade... When those memories fade, there are new ones created with different people. Some people will happen to stay around longer than others, some people won't, but what a wonderful thing it is to never grow bored of the memories you have.
Madame L'Oreal, you should be a poet.
I was. It was one of my things that I did when I was immortal.
Oh,
that's where I get my thematic flair. But
I love that for you, Madame L'Oreal.
But those two that you carry with you, it's up to you and to them how long they stay. But as long as they're here, you are not alone. And when they leave, you won't be alone. When I leave, you won't be alone.
Okay. I believe you.
I don't expect you to just fully accept it. I know it'll be hard, but I am quite impressed by you.
I suppose sometimes it's just a matter of making a different choice to the one that you've been making.
It's true. You've survived a lot, met with a lot of people.
Against all odds. Truly. Madame L'Oreal, I died, and then I sort of popped back up.
I did hear about the obsidian stag.
Yes, it was a whole thing.
Well, this won't be our last moments together. I will be with you always, so if you ever have any questions, you can always ask. And she pushes the cards towards you, the ones that you sprawled out and the ones that are empty. These are yours. And whenever you wish to talk to me, I will be there.
Madame L'Oreal, I feel like I'm not doing my best, but I don't know if I can do any better.
It's not about doing your best. It's about doing something you're proud of. Something you're happy with. And that won't always be all the time. If we were all doing perfect, our best, at all the points, again, flatline.
I'm the exception, obviously, Madame L'Oreal. Everything I do is perfect.
I think you are doing enough. And I am proud of you. And she stands up and kind of rotates to where you are and goes in for a hug.
I give her the biggest hug of her life. Thank you, Madame L'Oreal.
Of course. Now, your friend's waiting for you. She gestures to outside.
Oh, God. both of them will be so angry for different reasons for me not bringing them in here. Let me tell you.
Oh, not them.
Okay, that was strange, Madame L'Oreal.
She just points
Okay,
out the door. Go on.
I'm walking out. I'm walking out of the door, Madame L'Oreal. I'm going.
And
I'm
as
going.
you're like talking to Madame L'Oreal and walking out the door, your body just bumps into someone, and you look. Melidri is standing right in front of you.
Stop. Be so free right now. Be so free. What does Military look like? Well, I know what he looks like, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. In the state he's in, he looks a bit better. He has bags under his eyes, and there's a lot of scarring that's sort of healing. But he's dressed in clothes that are sort of a break from the farmer boy style. His hair is very long. It was getting incredibly straight, but now it's sort of returning to that sort of like wave curl he had, so the ends are starting to flip up again, and there's like, the volume is starting to return, but otherwise, he looks different. Older, a little bit more tired.
Me too. Military. What happened to you? Okay, table that for now. I don't know if you know this, there is a bounty on your head in the middle of Mueldale. We've got to get you out of sort of the public.
And he looks back. Oh, it's fine. It'll be fine.
What?
And he like kind of grabs your
Military,
hands.
I don't think...
It'll be fine.
Okay.
I'm here for you.
Are you fine?
I'm fine. Are you fine?
Okay. I'm better than I have been in this moment right here now.
Well,
it's good to see you, Military.
It's good to see you too. There's a lot we have to catch up on.
Yeah. Did you see the poster of Rav? She's gonna be so pissed off when she sees that. They've drawn her nose completely wrong.
Yeah, they got a lot of the portraits wrong, which is probably better for them in the long run, if we're being honest. And he'll sort of like look at the carnival. So where are we going?
I think you need to meet.
Wonderful. Show me them.
Okay. I take Military. I have the biggest smile on my face. It's not gonna translate into audio, but I have the biggest smile on my face. Oh my god, Military, I'm gonna cry. I take Military. Lucian has, like, after gauging if Military would be like chill with it, has like laced his fingers with Military's and is like striding across to where Relenar and Cinna are inevitably doing something that they shouldn't. Just being like, you two, please stop doing. If you're doing something illegal, please stop for the moment.
And with that, 4 members of Lucian's party now.
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
And with that ends that story, that epilogue.
Your hands still burn from when you made your deal to save Melidri. The flare of your nostrils flooded with the stench of sulfur. You miss the smell of the sea, but no such luck in hell. You remember it now, the first moment you met Asmodeus. There, with 6 horns that cascade against his head, 2 of them fused into a crown. 6 eyes like flickering fire, 4 of them permanently flooded black. Sat on his throne made of shattered glass. 6 feathered wings that had been permanently singed, an ombre of soot against them. Bigger than you, sat there on his shattered throne. You traveled with his general Zariel. You saw the hells for what they were, a plain of cracked land, almost alike a broken mirror, with dark abyss seeping through those cracks. That same shroud of shadow creeping in from the sides. They were at war. They are at war, and Asmodeus wanted a soldier. If he could not have Melidri, your sacrifice was well worth an exchange. A good soldier fights because they want to. Do you want to? For the gift of the power of a devil. Yes. Yes, you did. Once again, you shook Asmodeus's hand, this time fully aware of how devilish he was. You felt it flow through you, a burning blood in your total body. The steam of the turtle dragon billowing in your gut again, your shell grew sharper, your scales harder, and every inch of your being hotter. Droll devil dragon. Lance of Zariel's division. You stand there before him.
I mean, this is a pretty good deal.
You stand there before him once again. Asmodeus taps his fingers against the throne of glass. You have done well, Drew. Especially with that shoddy platoon I've given you. I'll grant your request to go up to the mortal plane, but you must complete one more mission for me. Do so, and I'll start letting you make deals like a real devil.
All right. It'll be done, my lord.
Off to the wall of the abyss. There's been some activity, and I trust you to find out what exactly is going on there. Stop it. Don't mess up.
Don't worry about me. We'll crush it.
I'm sure you... Well, get to it. And he ushers you away. You begin to ride the ferry that flows against the black ichor seas that seep into some of the cracks. Eventually, you reach the northern shard of hell. Ahead of you, maybe 400 feet, a field of red rock and ash. There's the wall of the abyss, seeping through a crack of hell. As a lance of Zariel's division, you lead 5 other troops with you for missions. Amongst your platoon, Flick, a hellhound with one eye and a non-working fire gland, thought to be cannon fodder by the hellhound trainers. Riff Raff, a spined devil who failed basic training, struggles to hold any weapon when not on the ground. Squee, an imp who wears goggles, gloves, and a ring, and most importantly, wields a gun. Erthos and Larthos, tiefling twins who show promise but still need to prove their ability. Erthos, who has long black hair and small features contrasted to their buff physique. Larthos alternatively keeps their hair short. Similar features but far less fit. Erthos keeps a large blade and Larthos carries a wand. Let us go towards where the one moment, I have to open it up on where's Albir? There it is. Ah, yes. I'll send this directly to you, but no one else can join.
You can sort of see what's going on from as far as you are. There's a bunch of quasits all gathered around a table and some other things, and then peeking just above this sort of large, hollow, fallen log, a Glabrezu, a demon of the abyss. They seem to be working on something, but you don't know quite what. What would you like to do?
Lorthos. Do you recognize any of those? Can you tell me anything about they're working on?
Well,
Anything
we're,
magical you see?
a bit far from them right now. I don't really see any details that I can pull upon.
All right. Slowly creep forward. Squeak, can you move on ahead? Make sure you're staying real hidden.
Yes. As his wings take off, Squee begins to move towards the camp that is set up over there. Let's see.
Squee does, as an imp, have invisibility.
Yes.
So he's got that, and he's got pretty good stealth.
Alright. Let's see, his stealth is a +7. Alright, he goes invisible. We'll go ahead and roll to, D20 over for... Give me a second, I actually don't think the dice... There we go. Ooh, okay, a 10 and a 3.
Not
17.
good, but his stealth is pretty good.
Stealth is pretty good. Roll of 17. Let's see, what is... what is, Oh, fucking Christ, really? That's insane. Oh, fuck these. As Squee approaches, where would you like him to, like, lean to? Do you want him going towards, any specific direction, or do you want him to just show up right above the camp?
Think if I have time to command Squee,
Mhm.
possibly letting Larthos know to send a message,
Okay.
I would tell Squee to take this high ground on this cliff up here.
Alright.
Maybe perch upon one of these.
For sure you have time to do that. Squee finds a perch on a little branch there. Oh, I really want the camera to see Squee in all of his glory real quick. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's my favorite thing I've ever done.
Here's a good question.
Okay.
And I guess I might as well ask it to one of my men. Just that I'll go ahead and defer to Larthos.
Okay.
Larthos,
Yes.
haven't had time to use. Not all magic works on demons. Our fire's not gonna do us any good, as we've seen in the past. What about your darkness?
Most demons are like us. Probably because we are a lot like them. They usually have resistance to fires and colds and lightnings. But they're more usually immune to poisons, specifically. Some of them...
But I know that you, me, Riffraff, Squee, we can all see through any kind of darkness. Demons, though,
This could be a check on Larthos's part.
It is going to be. What is Larthos's +2? Religion.
I
Or
think
guess-
Larthos is actually good. He's got +6 to religion and
Okay.
a +6 arcana.
Okay. Yeah. Good for him. That's good, that's good. Alright, +6. I'll make so with a straight roll. Damn! Okay.
Damn,
Rocking with the
Larthos.
fucking 25. Larthos takes a second to think. And then he pulls out not his spell book, but it seems like to be just a notebook of sorts, and he starts rummaging through the notes. And as you pass through it, you see in the beginning it's a lot of notes of like the heavens and Celestia as it shattered and fell and landed in the abyss, and a lot of that history and lore about how essentially the abyss corrupted the heavens and made the hells, and then flips more through it. I don't believe they can, not innately. Some of them have dark sight, but not magical.
Oh, alright. I'm getting some gears turning in my head. Immediately we have Squee up on the high ground. You, I want you in the back, Larthos.
Understood.
And I want you to go ahead and cast Darkness right on the big guy. Me, Flick. I think me and Flick. No, me, Flick, Riffraff. Because I need someone to make sure that Flick can see alright. I know you, Riffraff. You got good eyes.
Yeah, I do.
3 of us. We're gonna run in. We're gonna flank them while they're in the darkness. Big guy needs to go down. Because all the little ones, they're gonna start running the second the big guy's gone. In the meantime, Larthos, you need to be in the air as far back as you can be.
So, if I may, we don't exactly even know what they're doing. So you may want to figure that out first.
You're right. How far away can you message Squee?
About under 20 feet, I suppose. You're currently, like, still at that, like, 200, 300 mark.
Alright.
If you all would
Creep
like
up
to
a
play
bit
them.
closer.
Okay. Under 20
And
feet
then
away.
I want you to get details from Squee. Squee's got a good vantage point.
Alright. And as you reach that 120-foot point, Larthos begins to keep a constant message up with Squee as they run back details with each other. From what, actually, Squee can give me a perception check.
I think Squee's okay at perception.
Yeah,
He's not.
plus 3.
He's not baller.
He's a baller. Let's see. Yeah, I think that is a plus 3. Oof. Okay, 6. From what Squee can see, there is a big vat of this sort of like ichor. There is some vases on the table. It seems to be like a pickaxe or an anchor of some kind, and then there's these glass orbs that seem to be just sort of in a pile at the end of the long table that is set up there. Opposite of that is this sort of giant like jar of some swirling red liquid. And beside that is like a tent and some crates. And Squee can't necessarily see what is in those crates, but Squee can tell that there's 10 quasits and that one very big creature, which Squee is not exactly familiar with.
Alright. We've got a lot of little ones. Those ones are going to be very tricky to deal with.
Quasits are slippery, but they're easy to kill.
Yeah, it's just that there's a lot of them.
Simple.
Do I have? What spells do I have? As Larthos looks across his spell book. Fireball is a great. Well, they are resistant to fire, but a fireball might be enough to take out closets.
They're weak enough where one fireball might do them in, because big one might be able to cast some kind of spell that we need to be worried about, but one well-placed fireball is going to kill most of them.
I am interested in what those orbs are. They're spending so much time crafting them. Wonder if they have a use in this fight. Why exactly would a big demon be working with 10 quasits anyways? They're usually
Well, I assume
scouts.
that they're directing. The other thing is, from our brief experience with demons, doesn't it strike you as weird, Larthos?
I mean,
Weird behavior for demons? This is organized. Most of the time, I'm used to seeing waves, massive numbers,
they aren't.
but they're usually not controlled.
I've had a brief interaction with demons, other than the fights we've had, but we're usually foot soldiers, sent on the missions that require foot soldiers. But I have read that some demons are quite intelligent and capable of organization. I'm a bit confused. Quasits are usually scouts. They're not usually on the ground working. They're like worms. These are... They're doing something. They're crafting.
Well, they could be a danger. Some kind of explosive. But my immediate thought is... well, they could be some kind of explosive.
If they're an explosive, why don't we just explode them? That's Earthos. As he's like
I figured.
leaning on a sword. He's like petting Flick underneath the chin.
Yeah. I do think the best action is to blow it all up. And if anything's remaining, we take it back to Asmodeus. No idea how delicate they are. No idea what they are. We're not going to be able to even tell. It's not going to be practical to know what they are in the middle of a fight.
I'll leave this up to
It's uncertainty. The one thing we do know...
I suppose so.
it might be possible to capture a Quasit, but I think that big one's got to go down no matter what.
Understood. So what's the plan of attack?
The plan is to have Squee support from afar. You, Larthos, because they don't see very good in the dark. Get the big one, and as many of the small ones in complete darkness. Earthos, I know that you can't see very good. At least, well, you're not seeing through that darkness. So you're likely gonna go along the left side. And I need you to just start stomping them.
I can do that.
Last but not least, me, Flick, and Riffraff are all going to tackle the big one. Rush in. We're fast and we can get there. We just gotta hope we're faster.
As you're making this
'Cause-
plan, there is a brief, you were unaware of all the small things that are happening across in the camp. Unless Larthos is actively messaging Squee, Squee can't necessarily give information on what's happening. However, you do hear a loud shattering noise, and you feel the ground shake for a second as you watch, and as you look and turn towards the camp, there's a crack forming against the ground. And after this explosion happens and the cracking stops, darkness begins to seep up through the crack.
Oh, fuck. That's what the orbs are for.
Squee, what was that? One of the quadsits dropped an orb. That was one orb? I think they dropped a couple, and then I hit a couple others. Larthos relays this to you.
Alright. I don't think the plan of attack immediately changes. We can't have those rifts forming. Ultimately, those lead straight to the abyss. That's bad for all of us.
Now you do hear some shouting. You can't... you really hear it. It's in a... Or, I mean, you can't really understand it. It seems to be an abyssal. But you can probably tell that it's the one big one speaking to the quasits. It's in a chastising tone.
Did any of the quasits die from that explosion? Or any of them in it?
Squee, is the head count still the same? Yeah, still 10 quasits.
So they can't be that crazy of blasts. Still.
From Squee's
Orthos-
perspective, on the map, the crack was very loud, but the actual damage of it seeping in was only about right. Where's the color choice? Black. Fill black. It's about like... Oh, that size is very small. One moment. I'm trying to find where this... Oh, there it is, there it is. Okay. Was right here. Probably fills this line.
Okay. Yeah. I still don't think the plan entirely changes. But I will say, Earthos, hold back a bit. I'm just gonna be on the outside of that darkness when Larthos gets that up. Ain't gonna nail any of the quasits that are around the area. If it looks like any of the ones are on the table, should we just get rid of all the quasits right by the explosives?
I'm
That'll be
assuming
best.
Hold off on the fireball then.
If you think you can hit a bunch of quasits that can be away from the explosives, go for it. But that might not be the case.
I would aim for the ones by the tent, but I don't know what is in those crates.
There's more explosives, that's gonna be dangerous. But remember, you can actually put a fireball directly on all of us. Cause me,
It's true.
Flick, and Riffraff, we'll be fine.
If you can lead them away, certainly. But I'll stay in the air.
All
I'll
right.
try to pick them off. I'm sure a simple...
Start with that darkness no matter what, cause that's gonna give us a big advantage.
Alright.
So, Wyatt recapping plan. Squeeze just gonna... Oh,
Oh
It's
no,
somewhere
my
there.
crack!
no, not the crack. Squee just gonna be shooting from afar.
Mm.
Riffraff, Flick, and me gonna be tackling the Glabrezu.
Okay.
Larthos is gonna be flying in the back,
All right.
darkness it up
Okay.
in the air, and then probably rain down what he can. If he gets a good fireball, does that, and then Droll's telling Earthos just to stay on the edge of the darkness and just nail any quasits as they try to run away. Because Earthos can't see in the darkness.
All right.
Earthos is tanky enough.
Mm-hmm.
He'll be able to kill any quasit in like one. He can kill quasit a turn easy. So.
So I'm assuming you
That's
want to
currently the plan.
sneak up into position before attacking. Is that a...
Yeah, we want to creep up as far as we can safely, and then charge.
All right. You have a plan. You've told your platoon this, and they are well trained together at this point. That you can execute this. So I'm gonna give everyone advantage on the stealth check, which I think only for Earthos means a flat roll because Earthos has. Does Earthos have chainmail or anything on?
He's got full plate.
Full play. Okay, so that usually means disadvantage on.
Yeah, so that's a
stealth.
straight roll.
Okay.
Droll is advantage, but this is not very good. So I'll roll for Droll here.
Okay.
I have a -1, so I only got a 9 as Droll.
Minus Droll. Gotcha. Then we'll do a advantage roll for. All right, that one's for who's the first on this list? We've got
Earthos.
So
Which
for,
is a
oh,
15.
Sorry, that can't be for Earthos because Earthos is a flat roll. So we'll do that for Larthos. For Larthos, that is a 15. And then we'll do a flat roll for Earthos.
Oh, that's really good.
All right, 20. So we got 20. We got a 15. We got
9 from Droll is the
9.
worst. If you're counting Squeeze previous, Squee got 17.
We'll give. Okay, yeah, you got 17. We'll just keep that one. And then we have Flick and Riffraff. So Riffraff. So we'll do Flick first. Flick also has advantage. Okay, 12.
13.
Plus, so for 13. And then we have finally Riffraff with 16.
Okay. Me and Flick don't have the best rolls. Everyone else got 15 or higher.
Okay. We'll divide this by 6 to get the average. Okay. Your average is 15.
Wow. Nice. That's not awful.
All right. You can position yourselves here. Actually, we'll do it like this.
Create a little box for me to put dudes in.
Yeah.
You can also say something like along all the edges or along the bottom or rightmost edge.
Yeah, pretty much that. There's... Oh, not there. This sort of...
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, that sort of area right there is covered.
Okay.
Yeah, I pretty much you can get behind the log, is how close you can get. And as this darkness is seeping through, honestly, you could even be like on this side of the crack, of the darkness crack, or the abyssal crack. Sorry.
Yeah. So my immediate thought is
you can even be behind the log. The polygon tool just didn't like me going right up against the log.
No, I get you. This tool's annoying.
Yeah.
I think Larthos is gonna be like all the way back here.
Okay.
Earthos is gonna be like right behind the log here.
Gotcha.
Flicking riffraff up here. Right.
Okay.
Let me know if you want me to roll initiative here and whether or not we get a surprise round.
If you're aiming to go into combat now, yeah, we can roll initiative.
You think we can be whispering enough? No. I think Droll will whisper to see if Larthos can make out more what those things are. But if Larthos doesn't know, because Larthos has identify, but you need to touch it to identify it.
And Larthos is very far.
Yeah, so I think... Yeah. No, I think we're gonna have to go straight in the combat. Because we're already set. We're already posted up.
All right.
So I think we're gonna use straight in the combat, and we're going to use... I'll add all these dudes into initiative.
Go for it.
Do you want Flick and Riffraff on separate or the same initiative?
They can share an initiative. We'll say that's part of their little team up that they got. They share initiative. Yeah, I'm gonna roll for the Leopard Zoo.
All right, I'll roll for people.
Zoo got a.
Wait, let me. Oh, wait, this is the game master. Oh, should I just roll in Albert, or should I roll in the?
Go ahead and roll in the 3D dice one.
Okay. So this is for Droll. Okay. Droll is coming in at an 11. That's not an 11. Droll's got an 11.
Dude, 2,000. We've got
17. I'll just go down the list. Earthos with that good ol' 19.
9.
Larthos.
All right.
That good ol'. That's a really good roll for that is.
23 is grouped 6 through 10, and
Oh,
12.
Larthos. Actually, you're a spellcaster.
25.
Okay. And then Flick and Riffraff. Go ahead and so many little rolls. Okay. Not bad. Then last Squee. Come on, Squee. Okay, at least you're hidden. At least you're hidden. So, okay. Those, not one really good roll by the Quasits. Otherwise, actually, this is all just very spread out.
It is.
Right.
And as...
Let me know if you need devil fight music, and then the other big question is that do we have a surprise round?
Your devil fight music's probably got some copyrighted material in it, let me tell you what.
Oh.
But don't worry, I've got heavy metal.
Oh, that works.
All right.
All right.
With this going... oh my god, sorry. Actually, I'm gonna have to turn this on because I know this is about to be real loud. The Quasits are surprised. The Glabrizu is not.
Okay.
So.
And then my last question. No, this isn't actually... I guess this is initiative. Do I get to use my leader action or not yet?
I will say...
Or do you think I haven't earned that yet? So that can be just a monster thing for main Concordis.
I think you get one use.
One of the three. Got it.
Yeah. One use this entire combat.
which case I'm not going to use it at the start of this round because I think we already got the upper hand.
All right. Quasits 6 through 10 are surprised. They don't know what the fuck's going on. Flick's turn.
All right. Flick, Riffraff riding on Flick. They got a 50-foot movement speed, so I think that even going all the way around, they can go ahead and just...
All right,
And
yeah, they get right on
then-
my Glabruza's ass. I really don't know how to pronounce it, but I'm not gonna. I don't care. Glabruzu.
And then, do you want me to make rolls for these, or do
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want
go
to make
for it.
rolls?
I was making rolls during the roleplay, but you can. I'm controlling 10 Quasits and a big boy. You can make your.
Okay, cool. In which case, Flick does get advantage, so I'm gonna Flick attack first.
Okay.
That's probably gonna be always how it goes.
Sounds
And
good,
he
sounds
gets advantage because he has pack tactics.
good. Yep. For sure.
That's not very good. That is a 14 to hit.
14 misses.
Go figure. And then now I think it's gonna be Riffraff's turn. And I think the immediate thing Riffraff is gonna do. I don't think he's gonna use his team up.
Okay.
Because I think that he needs to save that. He's not going to taunt because this guy's kind of spooky. So I think instead he's just going to make his 2 short sword attacks, and he's just going to make both of those. That I bet that doesn't hit. That doesn't hit either.
Neither does hit.
All right. Which case that's the end of their turn. It's Earthos. Earthos is up. Earthos has only 30 feet movement. I assume going over this log is kind of tricky.
Yeah, it's like 10 feet tall.
Yeah, I think that... Can he get there? 5, 10, 15... That's 20. From there... Can't quite make it. So I'll tell you what. He's going to instead go invisible.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me grab a little. Let me see if I can find it. There we go. He's going to use the action to become invisible. Then he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Okay.
And then next up, these Quasits, which are also
So
surprised.
So their turn gets skipped.
Right. Rolls up.
Roll is up.
I'm just going to try to jump over this log.
Okay. What's your strength?
I'll 20.
20. I think your high jump can just clear it.
Oh, I'll... yeah. Sweet. As Droll goes ahead and leaps over. Yeah, I think what was that? 5, 10, 15, 20. And I think Droll's gonna go ahead and try to get right in the middle
Okay.
and flank with his boys. And he's gonna get advantage on all these attacks. And he's just gonna make all melee. Because he doesn't think his fire breathing's gonna work quite yet.
Alright.
So I'm gonna make 3 attacks, all with advantage. So
Alright.
nope, this is gonna be. Can I make a bunch of these?
You can.
What happens if I?
So if you roll multiple d20s without clicking advantage, it'll add them all together. If you roll a d20 and hit the advantage button right next to roll, it'll do it properly.
Okay, so I can do one at a time.
Yeah,
So this is 1 claw, which 16.
Okay, on what are we hitting? The Quasits or Clippers?
Oh, the big man, big man.
What was the total?
16.
Just miss.
Just misses. Okay,
Just miss.
that was a bad roll. Another claw. 18,
18 hits.
and then another one, which is a 25.
Hits.
So, a claw and a bite. So, let me do the math. Right. That is going to be... Okay, let me... prepared for combat. Alright. Let me do the math. That is 13. And then we got... What up next? Rah! Ah, and then we have another 2d8 plus 2d6. Fire does matter, so I'll calculate the fire
I do
separately.
have a question. Does your normal damage count as magical?
By the stat block, no.
Okay.
No, it does not.
I'm trying to think. What are some devils that do melee?
The only argument I have for it is that if I was still a barbarian, I would have magical attacks. But you can also argue that this goes both ways. In which case we might be here for quite a long time, Talon.
So true. I think, here's what I think. Droll gained power by becoming a devil, not necessarily lost some. So I'm gonna count by you being a former barbarian. You have that sort of that doubling of your carrying and your jump and all that from being a barbarian. You have your magical attacks, or can beat through magical resistance, etc., etc.
We
Okay.
added up together 29 slashing and piercing,
Okay.
6 fire.
6 fire. All right. So 29. Was that? Did you already reduce the fire?
No. If
Okay.
fire is halved, it'd be 3.
3. Gotcha. So 29 plus 3 is a total of 32. This thing, you will now discover, has 157 hit points total. As you've taken out 32, that is 122, I believe. Still are not sure what its armor class yet, so I will not tell you that.
No, I think I already know what it is because
Yeah.
I know it's 17.
Okay, yeah, then I'll just put 17 on there.
Wyatt knows it's 17 because 16 barely miss and I hit
18
with an
hits.
18.
So yeah.
17's the AC.
All right. 122 hit points, 17. Next up, Squee.
I think he's got that.
Ooh,
I think he's got
sweet.
that lock on him.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's it.
Bro's got sharpshooter, so he can just snipe a bitch.
Yeah, he doesn't need to care. What do I think Squeeze the best thing? I think he's got 90-foot range. He's got full 90-foot range, so I think he gets literally everyone and can just keep... Yeah, I think that, I don't think Squee... Because his weapon isn't magical, he can't kill a Quasit in one turn. I think Squee's gonna take a single shot of No, he's gonna start picking off the little guys.
Okay.
Gonna hit Quasit 10. And Squee's gonna roll the hit. He's got advantage
Go ahead.
because he is number 1, he is invisible.
Mm-hmm.
And number 2, it's surprise. So roll with advantage. That is 16. That is 21 on Quasit 10.
That hits a Quasit.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that. Pick up those dice, and then that's a D10 of plus. It's a D10 of piercing damage plus a D6 of squee damage, which is a total of 11 piercing and then 2 squee damage.
That kills it. That thing gone.
And then Squee is immediately just gonna fly over.
Squee just levels this thing towards the Quasit's head, closes one eye, and you all just see this Quasit's brain splattered against the table, and it goes, "Brah!" And then it melts into a black ichor.
Yep.
Squee dips out of there. Okay.
Yep. Squee's just gonna keep flown off the side. It's the Glabrizu's turn.
It is the Glabrizu's turn. Glabrizu is going to turn to all of the Quasits, and you hear begin to speak. And it shouts a command. And then the Glabrizu is gonna look at these things around it, at Riffraff, Flick, you and you. It's more human-like fists that are tucked close to its chest begin to unfurl, and as it snaps its pincers to its side, the tiny hands are going to begin to move in a sort of like magic-like fashion. And it claps its hands together and places it against its chest as it casts a spell on itself.
Yeah, I don't think Larthos can see that.
Nope.
Yeah, he's not high enough yet. Alright. But is that its turn?
We'll see, we'll see. Give me a moment here. I need to see if this spell is concentration. It is. So let me get a concentration marker out for it. Let's see. Is it concentration? Should be one. There it is. Boink. Oh wow, it's so small. Then I think I can capture it.
Those already come attached.
Oh, sick. Cool. Alright. Glabrizu. Let's see. Okay, yeah. You see the Glabrizu just begins to ascend in the air.
Don't we all get opportunity attacks? Or does it got freedom of movement?
It is a large creature, which means it can move 5 feet up before it gets an opportunity attack from Riffraff, and I believe 10 feet up before it can take before it has to take an opportunity attack from you. It's going to risk the opportunity attack from Riffraff and Flick.
It does. Flick's opportunity attack is important.
Yes.
Because if it gets hit by Flick, it goes prone. Which would be annoying.
Could be really funny.
But in which case, we're all going to take opportunity attacks, because we don't got anything else to do with our actions.
It does not
so I'm gonna
push
start...
one from you, Droll.
Huh?
It does not push an opportunity attack from you, though. From Droll.
Okay, in which case, Flick is going to get an opportunity attack. This is the important one. That I think hits with a 25, 26, 24. Hits with a 24.
All right.
So immediately takes minimum damage. So that's 5 piercing damage.
Okay.
And now has to make a strength save.
122 minus 5 is 117. No. 117. Yeah, it's 117. I don't know.
And then Riffraff also hits, but his attack doesn't do anything cool.
How much damage does it do?
Riffraff only does 3 damage.
Okay, 114. Strength saving throw, yes. Oh boy. What's the DC on this?
It'd be not very high. I might fail.
It has a +9 to strength saving throw.
Oh, it's good. It's fine. It beat that 13 all right.
Yeah. And it's going to move. Probably right above you in this, right here, I think. But
Still within my range?
Yeah, still within your range. It's just flying right above your head. Larthos can now see it, though. What else can it do? Can it do anything else? No, it can't. Okay.
Ooh. Yeah. Think.
So next up is Larthos.
Oh, hold on. I just clicked the button. Larthos is gonna start, and I'm just gonna add it to his name. He's gonna fly up 30 feet
Okay.
Move a bit closer so you can get a good view. And then as immediately, I think it's a 20-foot radius for this. 15-foot radius. You can get a lot of these guys in it. The fireball does look juicy, doesn't it? That's hard. Now it's hard because they're all... but you hit the tent. You hit the box as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Flick and Riffraff can take it. So I don't think he's going to go for that. But I am going to go ahead, make it nice and purple. Oh, yeah. Those are the colors. And immediately, he's going to go ahead and he's going to cast Darkness. And then he gets to teleport. He can bonus action teleport one of the members of the platoon. So I think he's going to teleport. I think he's going to teleport Flick. No, Flick can't see. I guess Riffraff is going to be okay.
Does he have to see? Oh, yeah, he's flying up. I forgot.
Yeah, he's flying up. He can see, but it's only to an area. Welcome to Wyatt built stat blocks. He can get flicked anywhere. He can't teleport Earthos because he can't see Earthos.
Mm-hmm.
Probably could figure out where he is, but he needs to be able to see him. Do you think I can teleport Flick and Riffraff? Or you think Wording get one or the other?
I think it's one of them.
Okay. Well, that's the only thing that makes sense to me, unless he can't teleport himself. How dare I make these guys have weaknesses? How dare you? But I am gonna go ahead and teleport.
You can't separate them. They're stuck to each other.
No, I think Flick's gonna go after these guys in the back here.
All right.
Riffraff's gonna chill there. Riffraff can see okay.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the. Anyways, top of initiative. Droll's gonna hold off. I think that Droll's gonna hold off for his last leader action because I don't think he doesn't see a good time for focus fire, and moving everyone. It's not helpful because most people except Earthos are already in position.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's all the Quasit's turn. And I think that the only legal targets they see is that they can see Squee. I guess they know where Earthos is. Earthos is just invisible, so they can hear Earthos.
Quasits 6
right
and
there.
7. It's Quasits 6 and 7. Can't see where they are. So I'm going to roll a d4. We'll do never eat soggy waffles. So 1 is north and 4 is west. Roll that d4. Okay. Quasit number 1 is going to move properly, or not 1. The first Quasit of the few that I said. 7 is going to move west. Breaks through the darkness, scrambles and looks around. Goes straight for an orb.
Oh.
Just hit Control Z. If you move something, hit Control Z.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot. Because I'm just gonna lock that now. Gonna lock these.
And also, if you're trying to move around the map, you can hit middle mouse button instead, and that'll just move the map without you needing to drag yourself around the map. Then, obviously, Quasit 9 is also going to go for these orbs. Quasit number 8 is going to go for these orbs. And Quasit number 6, we're going to do the same thing with the D4, because he don't know where the fuck he be. Alright, bro is going south. Straight south. 5, 10, breaks through the darkness, turns around, doesn't know that Earthos is there, and is going to go towards the orbs, leaving Earthos' range.
Oh, nah. Earthos is... Let's be so for real here. Earthos does not have the restraint. He could try to shove him to the ground, which would be really funny, but I do think he is just going to make a great sword attack with advantage.
Yeah.
He's going to go ahead, roll with advantage. That is going to be a 10 plus, I think, 16.
16 hits.
Okay. My home brewery is forever highlighted. And then fire does matter. So that is going to be of piercing is 11, and then 3 fire damage.
Yeah. Even before the fire damage hits, fucking Urthos slams his greatsword down on top of this closet, perfectly cutting it in half, and it just screams, "Ah!" And as its body's left to split, this ichor sort of strings it together as it falls and bleeds away into that goo. That one's kerplat, dead, before he can even get there. All the other quasits turn, scream, and as they're carrying these balls, they're going to dip that way. I think they get... actually, they don't have a really... Oh my god, they have a great movement speed.
Imps and quasits are quick. They're quick little guys.
This one gets up to here. This one gets to here, because this one had to... No, this one gets to here, because this one had to move. And then this one also gets to here. And all the orbs on the table are gone now, even though there's still an image of them.
Oh, okay.
And their turn is done. Next up is Flick.
Oh, I need to leave you in charge of that. You should be the boss of this. Flick is not super smart. Flick's a little bit smart. Flick can see that he's in a bad situation. His intelligence is 6. Pack Tactus is not going off, but there's a good chance if he bites one of these guys that they might just die. I think that Flick does want to help Droll, but Flick isn't going to take 2 opportunity attacks, so Flick is just going to make an attack against Quasit 1.
Okay.
And just hope that he hits. I think he hit. Does he kill, though? Maybe 9?
9 points of damage to the Quasit.
Yep.
Flick's teeth chomp against the Quasit's head, and as those horns on the Quasit are piercing against Flick, they slowly turn into goo as Flick just rips the head off easily.
Nice.
Flick goes as that goo just splits out of his mouth. All right.
Good boy, Flick. Good boy.
One is gone.
Next up is...
That's Flick's turn. Go for Urthos.
I think immediately he's like, nah, man. 10, 15, 20, 25.
Oh, fuck.
Gonna go ahead, and he's just gonna, like... Urthos is just like, come on now. As he picks up this greatsword, and as he just climbs and runs across this table, he's just going to immediately stamp down on top of this Quasit.
Alright.
Using... Doesn't get advantage, so it's a straight roll to begin with. He gets 2 attacks. 11, I think, misses, so he's gonna make another
11
attack.
total? Yeah, misses.
Yeah. That one's gonna hit with a 22.
Hits. For sure.
Wait, I need to... Base damage is 6.
6.
And then 2 fire damage.
Okay. Total or reduced?
That is 8 total damage.
The 2 was the 2 reduced, or...
The 2 was reduced from
Okay,
4.
The large sword slams against the Quasit as it's running. It scathes its back, and it seems to still be alive, but then that fire seeps against the wound and burns the ichor like it's pitch from a pine cone. And as it lights ablaze, it burns away its material form and turns into this goo. This crystal ball lands in the ichor, unbroken.
I think immediately, Urthos isn't that smart. Urthos, immediately I think Urthos is like, that's mine now. Arthos will go to pick it up.
Alright.
If it's a free action, just
Yeah, it is.
pocket it.
It's a orb that's
Sweet.
about, for these quasits, they have to hold it in 2 hands above their head essentially when they run. But for anyone of a medium creature, it just fits. It's kind of like a fushigi ball, if not a little bit bigger.
Yeah. Okay. 7 Dunzo. That's the end of Arthos' turn. I do think he's gonna use another 5 feet of movement,
All right.
but he can't get at these other quasits.
Okay.
Next up is 1 through 5.
1 through 5.
Which I think is there's 1 next to Flick.
Yeah, there's
And then all 3 in the
darkness. 2 has no orb, has heard its commands, sees Flick snarling, just bit off the head of its friend. It's gonna action disengage and dip into the darkness, into the abyss.
All right.
For 3, 4, and 5, they can see right in front of them, but then they don't know what direction they're going, so I'm going to roll 3d4. First one is a... Oh, they're all 4.
I think they're all
I think
they
4.
do they all go west?
They all go
just
west.
charge west. Right into Arthos.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, this one backs up a little bit, goes west. Flick technically is in it's going through Flick's attack range, and Flick can see through darkness, I believe.
Flick cannot.
Oh,
Flick and
cannot?
Arthos.
Okay.
Flick and Arthos cannot.
What's Flick's
if
passive
Flick-
perception?
If they're coming out of the darkness, maybe Flick has keen hearing and smell.
He does. He will notice this quasit running out of his range.
I do think he'll make an attack, probably with disadvantage, because I don't think he's all the way.
He
Out of
does
the
hear
darkness?
it at the last moment and turns around to bite. So go ahead and do disadvantage.
No, that's not gonna hit.
How much?
No, that's just not gonna hit with a 8.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, doesn't hit.
Yeah.
It then sees Arthos as it fully exits and goes, ah! And runs that way.
Arthos. Arthos gonna make an opportunity attack. I'll tell you what.
Okay.
No. With
you
an
got
11.
Not enough.
Yeah. These guys are a little bit slippery.
Um,
Arthos and Flick have used their reactions.
this one exits the darkness and bumps into Arthos and also screams and immediately darts this way. That was what? That was 5, 10, 15. This thing can get out of the darkness easy. It's gone. That one's gone. Closet number 4. Arthos doesn't have his reaction. Can get away. And number 5.
The only ones with orbs left are 9 and 8, right? Did
15.
Arthos see any with orbs run away?
The
Or is
ones...
it just 9 and 8 are running away with orbs?
9 and 8 are running away with orbs. 4 and 3 that just escaped Flick and Arthos also had orbs. And then
Okay.
5 also has an orb as it sees Arthos and then darts this way. And then I think that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Doesn't get in the darkness. What a fucking moron. Okay. With that, that is all of those quasits' turns. Droll, you're next. You can see that these quasits just fished these orbs out of those barrels or crates to your right. Those crates are open and ajar now. You can see that each one is like filled with these orbs.
Oh, so there's tons of orbs.
Yeah.
Okay. Gotta be careful with this crate then. This Glabrizo's right in front of me. I get advantage on all these attacks because, if I'm correct, it can't see me, but I can see it.
No. It can see you.
Damn, really? Damn.
You see its
So-
eyes are locked onto you. Glabrizus have true sight for 120 feet.
That's wild.
Yep.
All right. Which case, I realize Riffraff didn't get to do anything, but that's okay. Riffraff, you know, He's
Oh,
not the
right, yeah.
bravest.
You can retcon
that's
that. You
okay.
can go in.
No, I think that the only thing I think Riffraff would do is Riffraff would probably... I think Riffraff would probably go to his boy 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I'm just going to say he
He's pulling up
uses
on
his
these.
flight
Gotcha.
speed and then lands to then make 2 attacks against one of these.
For sure.
So one of those is a 12,
12,
which I think
just
misses.
Just misses.
Just misses. That's what I figured. 1 is a hit because it's a 14 on the dice.
Slay.
He might kill it. He did not kill it. He dealt 3 damage.
3 damage, not enough.
Good job. Good job, Riffraff.
Riffraff.
We love Riffraff in this house.
Slices against this quasit, and it begins to bleed that black ichor, but it squirms away. Alright, Droll, it is your turn. Oh.
See, he can do that. Oh, but then those
That
orbs
hits a
might
bo-
explode.
Yeah, it hits a box.
That's gonna hit those. That's gonna hit the orbs. Droll's reckless, but he's not that reckless. If it was just him in the explosion, if it's him in the explosion, Droll would take that. It's not just him. He's got his boys to worry about. So instead, I think Droll is just going to make his attacks.
Okay.
How high up is this guy?
He's right above you, so he didn't leave your attack range, so he's like 5 feet adjacent to you in the air.
Okay. Think immediately. I think instead of what I was originally gonna do, I'm gonna use 1 attack action to try and knock him prone.
Okay. Sounds good.
So I'm gonna make an athletics check. He gets to make athletics or acrobatics.
I don't think he gets any proficiency in skills, but strength is better.
Strength is pretty good. He can beat me. I got a very average roll for Droll.
Okay. What's your athletics?
A plus 11.
Oh my god.
So 21.
He's got an 18 in that strength. Yeah, you pull him down to the ground.
So now that he's prone on the ground, now I can make 2 attacks at advantage.
Yes.
So Droll's gonna make 1 claw, which is a 27 to hit.
27
And
hits.
then his bite, I keep trying to roll 2 dice instead of roll with advantage. And then does not hit with the bite.
That's alright.
But the claw is 14 points of damage as Droll grabs this guy by a leg, slams him down, and then tries to make a claw, and then fails with a bite.
14 points of damage. The Glabrizu maintains his concentration on fly. Ooh. Oh, cool. Glad to know I can't.
Oh, you can. I'll lock it.
It's because I'm using the camera, and the camera doesn't have the same mouse functions
Yeah.
and keyboard functions on
All
the,
good.
On the OWL or OBS. So, yeah, maintains concentration on flight. Okay. Oh yeah, sorry. That's a total of how much damage?
I think I rolled 9 plus 5, so 14.
14. He's at 100 hit points. All right, Droll, is that your turn?
That is my turn. Squeeze up.
Okay. Oh my god.
Squeeze trust him, but Squeeze number 5, and Squeeze is gonna believe in fate.
Squeeze.
And Squee like lines up this shot.
Squee is gonna hit.
Like Squee like getting onto his belly and getting prone to try and get this crazy shot.
Oh
He's gonna take a shot with this flintlock pistol from 75 feet away.
Okay. Make that shot, Squee.
Good job, Squee. And then then it's gonna take 11 points of piercing and 1 point of Squee damage. So he aims this straight at number 5.
Accidentally got rid of the dice on the battle screen. That's what I did with my Control Z. Yeah, okay. That kills this thing. This Quasit, fucking, again, brain splattering into the abyssal realm. It drops its orb, and it sort of rocks towards that wall of the abyss, and then rocks back into the goo, and then stops because of the viscosity. That thing's gone.
You see, like, Squee, like, zoom in on Squee as he's just reloading, as he just kind of, like, takes a deep breath in, and then he stops breathing. The single most badass imp you've ever fucking seen.
With his fucking goggles and his baby-ass head, malformed head with the singular tuft of hair.
Now it's the Glabrizu's turn. It is currently prone.
It is currently prone. The Glabrizu looks up at you, Droll. And its tiny hand next to its chest extends out. It's casting a spell.
Seeing as though this is going on, Larthos is gonna attempt to counterspell.
Alright. Casting at base level.
Larthos can't cast it any higher.
Alright. I need Larthos to make a roll for counterspell.
He's got a +3, so let's hope it's at least an 11. Nope. Nope.
That's
12.
12. Power word stun goes off.
Alright.
So, power word stun. If the target has 150 hit points or fewer, it is stunned. How many hit points does Droll have?
136, so I am stunned.
Droll is stunned.
I'll spend some time finding the condition.
The Glabrizu has a fly speed of 60 feet, I believe. No, yeah, 60 feet.
It can get up, and then it has 30 feet.
It's going to get up using its walking speed. No, that's not how speed works. It's going to get up, has 30 feet of fly movement left. It's going to use a free action because it's so big and strong, free action pick up one of those crates, the bigger one, and it is going to fly in a upward diagonal line of 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 into the abyss. As it disappears.
Damn, that sucks. Alright. Which case, it's Larthos' turn.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that's rough. I think Larthos is immediately going to... Does this work? Does Larthos know any language these guys would understand?
The demons?
Yeah.
Larthos.
Is it just Abyssal?
Larthos knows Common, Elvish, and Infernal. The Quasits understand Common.
Alright. I think his first thing is that he's going to number one, he's going to go ahead and because Riffraff hasn't taken an opportunity attack, he's going to use his bonus action. He's going to teleport Earthos right here, which is literally 5 feet.
Okay.
And then main action, seeing that this is all over, he is going to cast Suggestion on number 8.
All right.
As immediately he points, and in common, he will say, I think first you should explain who you are and what you're doing.
Okay. What
that's
saving throw is that?
I think it is Wisdom.
Ooh, yippee.
Wisdom, and it is magic, so they do have advantage.
Does have advantage. What is your DC?
14.
Yeah, it has a +0 for an 8 and a 10. This thing fails suggestion. It will tell you all it knows on its turn.
Sweet.
And
I think,
this was 8, right?
Huh?
That was 8 that you suggested that on, or 9?
That'd be 8.
8?
9 still gets to go.
Gotcha.
9 can go. 8 is currently suggested.
All right.
So
As it comes to their turn, 9 dips into the abyss. I believe
Earthos
does not have a reaction attack.
does he? What did he use? He did use. Yeah, he's used one already. He doesn't have one.
Mhm.
Dang it! I messed that up. That's fine though.
If you had suggested
Mistakes of a
9,
general.
that's why I was asking. 'Cause if you had suggested
Yeah.
9, I
Nope. You're
would-
good. You cut. Not. That was me.
All
But
right.
8's gotta explain themselves.
8 does have to explain themselves. And for all intents and purposes, all the other threats are gone. So initiative ends, unless you have
Okay.
anything you want to do.
I think that's it. I think the only thing that happens is that, Earthos. I think Earthos, in combination with Flick, grab this one closet, and just like hold him. I'm just gonna assume that the combination of these three is gonna be good enough.
And now it's magically forced to tell it all it knows.
Yeah. If needed to, we'll burn another suggestion.
We're setting
'Cause-
up camp to
It's like really struggling to not say what's going on.
create little tiny arms. Shatter the hells more. Abyss seep more. Capture the hells.
And as that suggestion ends, and you're grabbing onto this closet, it's beginning to shape change. As it sort of like begins to become smaller and smaller and smaller.
I think Earthos' first instinct as it's becoming smaller is he's gonna try to knock it out. I recognize this might just kill it.
Yeah, go ahead, and it's in your hands, so you're just gonna auto hit.
Okay, cool. Dude, that's gonna be 9 points of bludgeoning and 2 fire as he literally just takes the butt end of the sword and just goes and tries to smack him across the head.
As it turns into this tiny centipede, immediately Earthos just goes and splats it, and as it transforms back into a closet, it dies because of the leftover damage.
Sweet.
And it just disintegrates.
Are there? I see that there's 2 boxes on the map.
It took
and they
one.
didn't pick up the tent.
Nope.
So there's one other box.
One other box. There is still the bubbling barrel of black liquid. There's still the other things on the table other than the orbs, and there's still that big vase, that big bottle right behind Droll. Which, by the way, Droll, as this combat ends, that stun fades away.
Well, we got away. But hard fight.
Those
It's not a loss though.
big creatures are a lot stronger than I thought. I don't know why it wasn't on a front line fighting a fight, but I tried my best.
No, you did great. Everything was as good as we thought. I didn't know, like I could see through the darkness. I didn't see that one coming.
I don't.
Because all the little guys that we've fought up until now, we've been fighting a lot of small fry. Haven't been able to do that.
It's true.
But still, though, great thinking on the suggestion. Got a little bit more. Good shot, Squee.
Thanks.
Great job, everybody.
So what do we do now?
At this point, Larthos, you can go around, identify everything we got, and we're gonna go take this back. Try not to drop any of it. All back to Asmodeus, and then explain what we found. So at this point, Larthos is going to. I don't know if it works if it's magic items. Probably identify the orbs. And then the main thing's what is inside this tent?
Inside the tent are blueprints on how to make these bombs. And as they're written in Abyssal, so you can't read it. But as Larthos goes and identifies everything, the vat of black liquid is a sort of distilled ichor that is the blood of like demons. Like it's the stuff that sort of runs through their veins. The bottles are just bottles, it seems like, and that vase that's on the table seems to just be filled with that black liquid. What's really concerning is the gigantic bottle of a red swirling liquid. That is essentially devil blood, is the easiest way to put it, but because, and Larthos tries to explain this in the simplest of terms from his understanding, because the hells came from the heavens, and the heavens were made from the essence of angels, and angels in the heavens were interchangeable, that means the hells are interchangeable with devils. This liquid is essence of the hells.
Why would you use? Suppose. No, this is my. I don't. You know how good I am with magic stuff. Not very. But I'm seeing you have essence of the abyss. You have essence of the hells. And these both seem to be key ingredients in making these explosives.
Indeed.
So maybe the formation of this explosive is to take. You're almost trying to break through the hells or replace the hells with the abyss.
Indeed.
Does it sound like a decent working theory?
I think that's probably exactly correct. My best guess is that whatever this explosion does is particularly effective to devils and hells.
I'm looking at this. If it goes one way, now you have me thinking.
You think you can
Could it ever go the other?
reverse it?
We have all the parts. And that, like,
It's far beyond
to
my
be honest,
knowledge,
but we have the blueprints. So, there might be some archdevil or some whatnot. Might be able to look at this. I know there's. Nah, I'm still learning all of Hell's hierarchy, but I know there's one who's real in the. They could possibly
there's quite
figure
a lot
that
of
out.
Lords of Hell, but I'm only most familiar with Zariel, of course.
Me too. I've only been here for the past. I don't know how long.
Time works differently.
Regardless, we should try to bring all this back. The abyss is a bit concerning. I don't think we have an option of leaving it here. So I think we gotta take this all back.
Well, I can't carry crates or the big vats. I can carry the blueprints, though.
Carry the blueprints. Earthos can carry one of the crates. Any of the little bits. Squee and Riffraff can carry. I'll have to take the big bottle. The Abyss. Really, Earthos, you see if you can carry it. We'll strap the crate onto Flick. And we'll somehow figure it out. If you think that it's possible. Droll can carry almost anything by himself, but
I think Earthos tries to carry the distilled abyssal liquid vat, and he's like, as he's like fire like almost like full body carrying this thing, and then Larthos looks at the empty bottles. Riffraff, Squee, you're not doing anything. Grab some empty bottles and start taking some of this liquid out so Earthos can carry it. No, I can carry it. No, you can't.
It's all good.
Yes, I can. See? And he's like standing straight up, and Larthos is like, okay, walk with it. Yeah. It takes a step forward, and some abyssal juice spills out, and he's like, yeah, Riffraff, Squee, you're not doing anything. Puts it down. Bottle this shit up. And Riffraff and Squee begin to take a lot of bottles of liquid. Probably in total, there's probably like 10 empty bottles lying around. And that's 10 bottles of liquid out of the vat. Which, this vat isn't big, but because of the liquid weight, it is heavy. And because of the way the weight moves, it's not enclosed.
Droll doesn't fully comprehend like the level because he's a large creature with 20 strength, so he could just lift up like 1,000 pounds worth of liquid and just carry it like it's not a thing.
Yeah.
And Flick and Earthos are like they got 16 and 17 strength. So that's not.
Flick can drag this crate behind him with a proper harness. Earthos, now with that less liquid in it, is going to carry it, and probably will have to make frequent breaks along the way, which will lengthen your travel if you want to keep it with you and bring it to Asmodeus, but you'll get there eventually.
Yeah, I think if anything, I think Droll would mention to have a. I think Squeeze a little inventory. So I would immediately have Squee make like try to take any straps or any like loose chains from the battlefield. So Earthos can strap the barrel to his back, so he doesn't need to carry it in his arms.
Yeah, main problem with that is that barrel is open.
Oh.
Yeah. Unlike the other one that you're carrying, which has a stopper on it. This one's just
okay.
exposed.
Well, the way Droll sees it is that despite it being quite literally an active war zone, Droll doesn't care. We're just gonna fucking walk, and it's just gonna take us like 4 hours of walking, but we're just gonna do it.
For sure.
And we're gonna take at least 3 breaks to chat.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Droll still has his old tarot cards.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
True. Squeeze like, can I blow up the tent?
I mean, there's not anything in it. Yeah, you can blow up the tent.
He flicks his goggles, one to the right, one to the left, and as it does, they begin to glow with this glow, and they just shoot out this beam of heat, and it slams into the tent, and it just begins to be engulfed in flames. And we will roll a d20, because if it rolls in that one, oh, that was close. If it rolls in that one, it blinds him. But we're fine.
Man, good job, Squee.
Cocks his gun. I've got an eye for things. Alright, Let's get this back to Asmodeus.
Yeah. And then we walk. It's literally we walk for 4 hours straight, and then take like 2 breaks.
For our straight, take a break.
Zariel would not be happy with us taking breaks.
No.
We take breaks.
It takes you 4 hours to get to a checkpoint, and then once you get to a checkpoint, the devils there are like, the fuck are you doing? And then you explain, and they're like, oh shit, Lance of Zariel's division, Droll, yes sir. And they give you a cart, essentially, to drag some shit easier. And eventually, you make your way back to Asmodeus. And that's where we'll end the session.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Very nice, very nice. Drilling his platoon.
Is the recording over? Is it ended?
Now it is.